welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at installing Fedora from start to finish without skipping any steps. So if you're new to Linux, don't worry, just follow along. And so what we're going to do to start, we're just going to type in Fedora ISO, press enter on the search engine, and the first link that pops up here, fedoraproject.org, workstation download, that's the one we want. So we'll click that. And currently version 38 is the latest and greatest, so that's the one we'll get here. And we're on an Intel AMD 64 machine, so that's what we want. Download. And then this is basically asking where I want to save it to. In your downloads folder, of course. Press save, and then we'll let that download. Okay, now that our Fedora has finished downloading, we need a piece of software that will actually put that ISO onto our USB stick for us. So to do that, we're going to download Etcher. So just type in Etcher in the search. And it's this first link here, etcher.balena.io. Click on that. Download. And if you're coming from Windows or Mac, of course, you would use those links to download it. We're on Linux, so I'll go ahead and get the app image version. Save that. Looks like I've already got it downloaded, so I'll just run it from there. If you're coming from Linux, prior to just executing the program, you'll have to go to Properties under Permissions and make sure that you allow execution of the program. So I'll go ahead and open it. Select our Fedora image. And then we need our USB stick. So let me put that in the machine. One of these days I'm going to remember to plug that in before I start recording the video. Okay, so we've got the ISO selected. Now we want to select the thumb drive. I've already got Linux Mint on the thumb drive, but we'll overwrite that. Select. All right, so we've got Fedora ISO on our thumb drive. I'm going to hit flash. Put in your password, authenticate, and then we'll just let this go. Okay, now that that's finished, what we could do is just go ahead and close out of these screens, shut the computer down, and then you're going to want to know what button on your keyboard will get you into the boot menu. For me, it's F11. I've seen F12, delete, etc. Check your motherboard book, or on the splash screen when your computer first boots up, it may say it at the bottom. All right, and I've made it to the boot menu. Like I said, mine's F11. You'll have to check to see which button you have to press on the keyboard. But we're going to make sure we select our USB stick and press enter. We want to start Fedora, so the very top option, press enter. And we'll basically just let that boot up. All right, we've made it to the install. So we're going to click on install Fedora. If you notice, things look a little different. That's because the standard Fedora uses what's called GNOME as the desktop environment. So it looks a tad bit different than Linux Mint did. Linux Mint uses Cinnamon. Okay, so if your keyboard layout's different, you can click in here and change it. Mine actually detected correctly. Same for the time and the date. If you need to go in here and change something, you can. Looks like when I went into that changed it. Let me switch it back to Denver. Done. Installation. I'm going to select our hard drive here. Storage configuration, automatic. It's fine, done. This is basically saying that the install requires more space than what we have available. So we have to come in here, and this is actually going to delete out the partitions that we already had created. So we'll click delete all, reclaim space. And now we don't have any bangs against anything, so all we have to do is click on begin installation. All right, the install finished. We'll click finish installation. I don't think this one gives us more of like a confirmation. I think we actually have to just restart. So let's do that. Okay, welcome to Fedora 38. Start setup. Connecting to Wi-Fi. All right. Okay, connect. Next. I don't want location services or automatic problem reporting. Reporting repositories. Yeah, that's good. Here I don't really use online accounts. I just create a username. Super secret password. All done. Start using Fedora. Awesome. And it's got this nice, GNOME 44's got this nice tour we can take. So we'll go ahead and do that just for demonstration purposes. Start the tour. Get an overview. Use the super key. So if you press the Windows key or your super key, the start key on your keyboard, basically breaks out. You've got your menu at the bottom, and then you can click on the Show Apps button to get everything. You press it again, and it snaps back to the window that you had open. Okay, and the portion in the welcome tutorial that says just start typing to search, you actually press your super key, and then you can just start typing. So test, right? So if you're trying to get the software, there that is. You need to get to the terminal. You just start typing, basically in that top search field, and it'll find things for you. I'm on a mouse and keyboard, so I can't use the gestures. That's it. Have a nice day. All right. So first thing we'll do is we'll go into the Software Center, just open it up, and we'll see if we've got any updates. It does look like there's 33. So that's pretty cool. Just go directly into software updates. It's already ready to go. So we'll just download those updates. Okay, it looks like this update's finished. We'll click on restart and update. Right, it looks like the update's completed. Let's log in here. And we'll go back into software just to make sure that the updates. Yeah, it's telling us that the update's installed. That's great. Yep, we're up to date. 6 minutes ago. If we wanted to do a refresh, we could click this refresh here, check for updates. But it should tell us the same thing. And we are up to date. Okay. For whatever reason, let's say you don't like Firefox as your main browser. Close out of this. Go into Software Center. Go over here to the little search icon and type Brave. Click on it and then just install. It'll go out, download Brave for us, and then we can use that as our browser. All right, looks like that finished. We'll open it. You can double click to maximize the window. You can just set this as default, dark mode, and then uncheck this telemetry and finish. And now, if we do our super key again, we can right click on this icon and pin it to our dashboard here. And then drag this over, unpin Firefox. Now we've got Brave as our default browser. All right, and if you've noticed, there's no minimize button. There is an X. So what we want, the maximize button. So what we want, we'll go download what's called GNOME tweaks and get that functionality back. So just back into software and search for GNOME tweaks. We'll install that. And then we'll open it. All right, it doesn't appear that it's going to launch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart and see if we can get tweaks to load. Yeah, that appears to have fixed it. Okay, so now what we'll do is within tweaks, there's a few things that I always come in here and do. With fonts, most of us use an LCD screen now, so I always select that subpixel. Startup applications, if you got something like Steam or Discord or Spotify, anything like that, you can come in here and add those in. Top bar, this is this guy here. Right now it's just set to date. You could put the weekday in. I'll leave it default. Title bars, here's the main thing we need here. So double click to maximize, that's fine. Middle click, I don't really use those as much, but I do like to have a maximize and a minimize to my windows. So now if we go back into our text file, now we can open, minimize, and bring that back pretty easily. All right, if we click on our super key again and we go into all apps, you see how we've got the LibreOffice installed again. If for some reason you don't want that LibreOffice installed, this is how we would remove that. Just type in terminal, and then I've got a text document over here that's already got the commands, and I'll put this in the description as well. This is what we got to put in the terminal. So I just copied that, paste, press enter, type our password, and it's going to say that one of the packages is going to be removed. Say yes, and then yes again, because we want all of LibreOffice to be removed. Now if we go to super key, all apps, we can see that all the LibreOffice icons are now gone. Okay, and now that we're updated, we kind of have an idea of what browser we want. let's go download Steam and get that set up. So we just search for Steam. It's this second link here. Install. And we can pretty much do everything from the software app. Get Steam there, and then we'll also go get Proton Up Qt, which is the Glorious Egg Roll application that goes and downloads Proton GE for us, keeps it updated. So we'll run through both of those. All right, looks like Steam finished, so we'll go ahead and open it and let it keep updating in the background. And we'll go get the Proton Up. Proton Up Qt. And install that, and we can minimize this and just let Steam update in the background. We want to launch Steam once, and then we'll go into Proton after that and get it set up. Guess we can cascade these. Like that. And yeah, we don't want to go into Proton Up just yet, so we'll minimize it. We'll wait on Steam to finish. Okay, Steam finished. So what I'll do now is on my phone, I'll log into Steam, or I'll bring up the Steam app and go to Steam Guard, and then I can just scan this QR code, and it signs me in. Makes signing in much easier. Have to type in your username and password. All right, looks like Steam is open. So that should be our first run of Steam. So we'll close it out now. And then we'll go back to Proton Up and we'll open it. The reason for that is so we can have this directory build out for us. So now Proton Up, we'll go to add version. And the latest version is 8.22, so we'll install that. And we can close software. Okay, and then installed 8.22 for us. So now we'll close that and open up Steam. And then from the Steam menu, just click Steam and go to Settings, and then come down to Compatibility. And we want to enable Steam Play for all titles. Toggle that on. And make sure the Proton GE is selected. And then once that's selected, we can just Steam exit. We'll wait for that to shut down, and then we'll go back into Steam. So you go to Steam, Settings, and then go back under Compatibility, and you'll see your Proton GE selected there. Okay, so one thing I noticed when we were in Steam, we lost our system tray icons. So if I launch Steam and let it load, normally I would see a Steam icon over here, and I don't see that. So to get that system tray icon back, we'll just go into Software, and we'll download Extension Manager. Just type in ext, and it's this blue one. Install that. Open Extension Manager, and we want to browse. Popularity downloads, recent names. We'll try popularity. Application menu, extension list. I believe it's this app indicator. Let's install the application indicator. Install. Yeah. So as you can see, once we got that installed, there's our system tray icon for Steam. So just a tidbit to get that system tray back. And if you're not a fan of this rainy cloud wallpaper, we can just right click, change background, and they've got plenty of others to choose from here. We'll grab that one just as an example. And that's about it for this video. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you don't mind, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.